This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have the tickets in your wallet first before you drive 2 hours to the big game. Seriously, you had one job. Now the closest you'll get to the 50-yard line is parking lot D. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high-quality bikes, which might lead to another discovery. Getting back on the saddle isn't always comfortable. Good news is Sierra has massage guns. And chafe wipes, too. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hello and welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion with me, your host, Stephen Wallace, for our opening National Hunt episode of the new season. Returning to the show is David Hunter, the Chief Executive Officer and Clerk of the course at Fakenham Racecourse, who looks ahead to the start of their season, which begins on Friday the 18th of October. The popular North Norfolk course is celebrating its 120th year of racing at Fakenham in 2025. And David reveals some exciting news about their racing calendar for the 2024-25 season. Hello, David. Welcome back to the Paddock and the Pavilion.
Good morning. Thank you for asking me to join you. And what a lovely, bright, breezy, sunny autumnal morning we have here in Fakenham. I hope you have the same in Newmarket.
Yes, it's a good day here. How are you ready for the new season at Fakenham?
Yeah, we're getting there. I always have a bit of a panic at this time of year. 4 months off, and suddenly thinking, "Gosh, how do I run a race meeting? Have we done everything?" But yeah, we'll hit the ground running, and very much looking forward to the start of the new season.
How many is it for you now at the helm of Fakenham Racecourse?
Well, I started in 1998, so I think that makes this about the 26th season, start of the 26th season or thereabouts.
So plenty more to come from you.
Oh, a few more.
Well, in this episode, we're going to look ahead to the new season and also look back at the 2023-24 season. That was a challenging season, David.
It certainly was. It was the most challenging season I've had since I've been here, and it was all down to a very wet October and November last year, and then also a very wet January. So we lost fixtures through rain, as did other parts of the country. It was a difficult season for everybody involved in racing, and indeed everybody involved in farming and everything. It was a miserable start to the winter. And then we should have had our first televised race on ITV for many years, the last Sunday in January this year, and that was called off because we had the only small spell of frost happened to be over that weekend, so we lost that. So we really got going in February, and actually since February we had fantastic days racing. With the weather was kind to us on each day that we raced, so we finished the season on a really good high on Ladies' Day on the beginning of June.
But the weather's really outside your control, isn't it?
It is, but one has always got to learn from what happens with the weather and improve and preempt and do things. And we have done that. We've put down a lot of, many, many hundreds of tons of crushed concrete to improve the ability for emergency vehicles to get from A to B around the inside of the track. So that shouldn't be a problem again. And we've just got to live with it. But you're quite right. If things start flooding, the stream in the centre of the course or the river Wensum nearby that then has a knock-on effect to us, there's not a great deal we can do about that.
Although, is it an area where racing in Britain and Ireland has to deal with now, with climate change, effects of the weather?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's, we are lucky on this eastern side of the country because although it was wet, we have less wet weather than on the west and in the middle of the country. It may well be. I'm not a scientist and a meteorologist or anything else like that. So whether it's just a phase we're going through, I don't know. But we've always got to crack on with it. I mean, there have been in the past, there have probably been far heavier and colder periods of winter with snow and frost on the ground for weeks at a time. Well, that will have had a hell of an effect on outside sports and outside activities. So, you've got to get on with it, do the best you can, but sometimes appreciate that you have no control over these things.
They must be really challenging days for yourself when you're having to call meetings off.
It is. It's horrible. Anybody in running a race course will find it the most soul-destroying thing to do for the whole team that's involved in putting the day's racing on. We want to put racing on. That's what we aim for. We bounce from one fixture to another, and when you lose a fixture through the weather and things that are outside of your control, it's depressing. But I've been doing it for sufficiently long enough. You just pick up and march on. The difference last year was that we had 3 fixtures affected by rain, which is very unusual. I'd normally expect to have 1 fixture or 4 fixtures affected by weather, 3 by rain, 1 by frost. I'd normally expect to have 1 fixture in the season that we might lose through the weather. But last year was pretty tough. But keep going on.
With your meetings being on the television, though, communication is obviously very important on those particular days.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you have got to be clear and precise and explain why things have happened, and apologize and move on. And I'd like to think that's what we did on all of those occasions.
And did you do some extra things for members because those meetings were cancelled? For our members, we offered them, I think it was now 2 extra fixtures that they could bring some guests to free of charge, so to compensate them that way. They were very understanding about things. For the fixture that we lost on the 2nd of January, which is the second fixture of the season that we called off when everybody was here. It wasn't as though it was called off early on that morning. We made a one-off payment to the owners who had horses at the racecourse and the jockeys to go towards their expense of getting there, which is a voluntary contribution that we made, which is very well received. Racing-wise, Harry Cobden was the star at Fakenham. He had 2 doubles and a treble on Ladies' Day.
He did. He had a very good day. He had a good finish to the season with us, and I'm sure he'll come bouncing back for the start of our new season. Hopefully he might do it on the 18th of October, but he certainly had a really good finish to his season at Fakenham. Yeah.
And young Lily Pinchin also rode out her claim in November.
She did, and she's a very efficient and effective and nice lady jockey, and we look forward to seeing her and all the other jockey characters back during the course of the season.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Go to Blinds.com for 40% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
This episode is brought to you by CarMax. Searching for your next car? Don't settle. Thrive. At CarMax, it's easy to shop online or in person. With upfront pricing and tools designed to help, finding a car you love has never been easier. Plus, you can sell or trade in your current vehicle with an online offer in minutes. No strings attached. Start shopping now to find a car you'll love at CarMax.com. CarMax, the way it should be.
So, you want to be a marketer. It's easy. You just have to score a ton of leads and figure out a way to turn them all into customers. Plus, manage a dozen channels, write 1 million blogs, and launch 100 campaigns all at once. When that's done, simply make your socials go viral and bring in record profits. No sweat. Okay, fine. It's a lot of sweat. But with HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools, launching benchmark-breaking campaigns is easier than ever. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
Let's look ahead to the 2024-2025 season. You just had a members event with Derek Thompson. How did that go?
That went very well. Tommy was in good form. We had about 150 annual members who came to an evening party last Thursday. Drinks. Then we split them up into groups, and they had a tour behind the scenes of the racecourse, which a lot of them had not had a chance to see before. So they saw how it all works and how it brought together. And then we listened to Derek had talk for about 45 minutes, recounting some of his more amusing sides of racing and what he's experienced and witnessed or been involved in his long and successful career, normally behind a microphone. And it was fun and very much enjoyed by everybody. And it was great to see Tom down here, not on a race day. And we'll see him. I don't think he'll be commentating here until the new year. He just doesn't happen to be on the roster for these first few meetings of the autumn and early winter. We'll see him soon. He's a great friend of ours and great friend of Fakenham's. These
sort of days are good for you to get close to the members and find out any problems or anything they want to bring up.
It was very good. A lot of fun. Some very good feedback and happy customers all around.
Let's move on then to the racing in 2024-25. You've got a New Year's Day fixture this year.
Yes, we have. We've had a New Year's Day fixture for many years until this year, actually. And in 2024, we were not successful in applying for the fixture. It's a BHA fixture, so we have to apply for it year on year. But we weren't successful this year. And the fixture that we would have had went to Southwell Racecourse. We then raced on the 2nd of January this year, which, we've talked about. We had the problems with rain and wetness and things. But we are delighted that we have got New Year's Day back again this year. Southwell are also racing with a turf jump fixture on New Year's Day. So the BHA have worked with us all. We've got this fixture. It'll be our most valuable race meeting prize-wise that we've ever put on, of £130,000. And we're looking forward to it and determined it'll be a great day's racing. And we just need a nice dry day will be the icing on the cake. But no, it'll be great to have it back. And it was very well received by all of our annual members last Thursday when I told them we had New Year's Day back. They were delighted.
So you have to apply for that particular fixture each year?
Yes, there are only a set number of race course owned fixtures on New Year's Day. I think there are 5. And then this one that we've got, the one that some will have, our BHA owned fixtures. Those are leasehold fixtures. So you lease it and pay an amount for the year in a kind of auction process. So we know that that's the way it works, and we have to hope that we're successful in our bidding. And we weren't for this year, but we are for next year.
Well, best of luck for the future with that. You also have a meeting very close to Christmas on Sunday, the 22nd of December.
We do. We tend to always have the last Sunday before Christmas in December, and that's a fixture that is very well supported, particularly by the locals. Lots of youngsters and families and people getting into the sort of Christmas spirit just before small break for Christmas. And then, there's not much break for us because we're back on duty on the 1st of January. But no, that's become a well-established fixture in December.
How many fixtures then do you have in your 120th year at Fakenham?
So in the actual calendar year of 2025, we'll have 11 fixtures. In the season 24-25, so from 18th of October until first Sunday in June, we'll actually have 12 fixtures.
Any celebrations for the 120th year?
We'll see. We've got a few things up our sleeve, and if we're able to achieve some of those, we'll let people know in due course.
And racing-wise, you've got a Mayor's Series where you're staging the final.
We have. We're delighted to announce that with the working with the race planning BHA, we've got the Queen Boudica Mayor's Chase Series, which consists of 10 qualifying races. They in distance, they are between 2 and 3 miles, and 5 of those 10 fixtures are at Fakenham. The other 5 fixtures are at other courses. So I'm delighted that they have come on board. I think there's other courses. There's one at Taunton, one at Ludlow, 2 at Leicester, and one at Sedgefield, I think it is. And then the final is back at Fakenham on the Sunday, the 19th of January. And that's the final, which is a Class 2 mares chase over 2.5 miles with a value of £50,000. So we hope that will be very well received. And it's the principal race on that particular day.
So hopefully that will attract some of the big trainers across to Norfolk.
Let's hope so. Let's hope they get behind and qualify their horses in those fixtures around the country and at Fakenham. So we're really pleased with it. And I think it's very apt that it's called the Queen Boudica Series. I'm working with a possible title sponsor for the whole race series at the moment. And as and when if that's successful, we'll let people know as well.
Off the course, any changes at Fakenham Racecourse?
Yeah, as always, we were busy in the off period, so not a huge amount of change this year. I mean, we have done a lot of major developments and building projects over the last few years. So we've pretty much got all of the buildings up to scratch and in the right place. But things that we have done over the summer, we have put in a new 30-metre long horse trot-up strip just outside the stable yards. It's a requirement now that every racecourse has to have a dedicated trot-up strip that is built to the specification of the BHA. So we've done that. We have got our next door to that. We are now live with a ground-mounted 120 kilowatt solar array that is producing electricity into the racecourse and then exporting excess onto the grid. So that is reducing our electric bills, which is good. We have also done a lot of work on increasing water storage for the really busy days, so that doubled the amount of storage available for the horse showers, improved and renewed really the warm horse shower facilities at the racecourse, and have done likewise doubled the facilities for water storage for one of the main lavatory blocks on site, so that when it's a really, really busy day, we don't want to be running out of water, because the main pipes coming onto the course are only a certain diameter and they can't keep up with the full demand of water being taken off and being used. So that's why we now have big water storage containers all around the racecourse to satisfy every area that there's a high demand for water. So those are about the main things that we have done over the summer period.
And hospitality-wise, I read you've got a new seafood cafe in the Lancaster suite.
So we've had the Lancaster Room, a restaurant which is down in buildings at the sports centre, at the sort of just before the 1 furlong marker. They've had a change in their sort of catering partners and what they do, and the consequence of that is that we are from the beginning of November will be still using the building, but changing the offer there, and it'll be a seafood cafe offering a simple, very good choice of hot or cold seafood, which I hopefully will be well received by people.
Another thing I noticed on your social media channels is the opportunity for members or spectators to have pay for a package to have a race named after them.
Yeah, we quite often have some people who might want to have a race, sponsor a race for a particular occasion, whether it's an anniversary or for somebody, or might be a memorial for somebody. We have quite a few of those, but we've realigned our sponsorship packages. We're always looking for, commercial sponsors to be on board with us for various race meetings or races. But this is one that is specifically tailored for sort of a more private individual package that is affordable to put their name or have an association, might be off for a bit of fun with one of the races. So we hope that'll pick up and get some more traction.
And you let listeners know what you get as part of the package.
Well, in the most basic aspect, you pay, I think it's £500, and the race can be named as you wish in consultation with myself and the British Horse Racing Authority. There are limitations on what a race can be called. It has to have 6 words maximum before the conditions of the race. I name that as well. Whoever sponsors that race will judge the best turnout horse before the race. They'll present a cash prize to the person in charge of that horse. They'll then come back in after the race and present mementos to the winning owner, and will then go off with the winning owners and connections and the chairman of the racecourse to have a celebratory drink with them for having won their race. So it's quite a nice little package, and it quite often be tied in with people who might have booked a table in the restaurant or have some sort of hospitality or just a particularly good large picnic at the back of their car.
Changing the story, last year you had the Fakenham favourite. This year there's a murder mystery at Fakenham Racecourse.
Well, it isn't actually this year, but you are right. Book. So last year we had a book launch here at the racecourse about the Blackmores, particularly linking into the fantastic little horse Cool Roxy. And this year there's a local successful author who has written a number of murder thrillers set in and around East Anglia and or over towards Peterborough. And he is going to be bringing out a book. I think it's due to be published in about August next year, actually, which centres around some devious goings on based at Fakenham Racecourse. I'm not quite sure what the final title will be, but it certainly is a fictional murder mystery with a murder or body, I believe, being found at the racecourse. But we will all see. I'm sure it'll be well received by racegoers locally and further afield.
And you said in some correspondence there might be some names of characters that might ring a bell.
There could be. I haven't a clue. That's entirely up to the author.
We mustn't forget, we've already mentioned it, the Fakenham favourite by Aaron Gransby, which was a very well-received book.
Yes, absolutely. And Aaron has become a great friend of Fakenham. I mean, quite often is up here with his books, able for racegoers to buy one and he'll sign one. And I hope that book is still going well. But it's a really nice, if people haven't read it, it's a really nice book. It'll take you about an hour to read, an hour and a half to read. And it's a fascinating book, very touching about the Blackmore family, their links to racing, and as I say, the centering on the success of this one fabulous little horse, Cool Roxy, that won 11 times at Fakenham, and that we have our owners and trainers bar is called after the horse. It's called the Cool Roxy Bar, and the horse opened the bar himself. He walked in and walked back out, walked around the diners in there and walked back out, breaking a ribbon as he did, and opening it officially. That was a few years ago.
Now you're less than 2 weeks away from the first race meeting, and no Piers this year, or forever now.
Well, yeah. So our senior medical officer, Piers Reinhold, he retired from being medical officer at all racecourses earlier in the year. His last day at Fakenham was the second Tuesday in May, and we had a great opportunity to thank him in public for everything he's done for Fakenham in particular, but also for the wider racing community and jockeys. And it was a very humbling occasion. He was clapped out by all jockeys and stewards and officials and racecourse staff who made a guard of honour for him, and we then gave him a suitable picture and a lovely case of wine as a thank you from the racecourse for everything that he's done. So he has retired. We still have got a fantastic medical team, and the new medical officer, senior medical officer, is Megan Hardman, who has been on the team here for some time. So Meg will step into Piers's shoes, or already has very easily, and we look forward to working with her for many, many years to come.
So Are you nervous? Are you ready for next week or the 18th?
We will be ready. Yes, I would have some nerves. I have some nerves every race meeting. If one didn't have some nerves about what one was doing, I think it would be the time to hang up one's boots. Nerves and adrenaline are necessary in order to make the mind and body act in peak performance, in my opinion. And if you didn't have some nerves before something, there'd be something a little bit wrong. So yes, there will be some nerves around. But actually come the day, those nerves will be behind me when we got everything set and running. And as I say, I really look forward to the start of the season and welcoming horses, people, racegoers, professionals, everybody, back to Fakenham for another start of the season. And there we go again on the winter merry-go-round, as it were.
It's always a pleasure to come to Fakenham Racecourse, and the very best of luck to you and your team for Friday the 18th of October and for the rest of the season.
Well, thank you, Stephen, and we look forward to seeing you when you're up here. Do let me know when you're coming, and we look forward to having a laugh and a mutual slap on the backs when you come up.
Yes, I'll be there on the 18th. Hopefully Stephen Power will be there again.
Yes, Steve is very much on board, so yeah, he'll be there. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Life is full of adventures.
Do you take this man to be your husband?
I do. Welcome home.
We did it. He has your eyes.
He's perfect.
Make the most of them all with PenFed checking and savings accounts. Learn more at PenFed.org. Federally insured by NCUA. To receive any advertised product, you must become a member of PenFed Credit Union.